Howdy everybody. I'm out here in this small area here that I've been preparing to plant some special plants, and we have very hard pan soil here. It's so hard that you could probably play a basketball game on it and have it be competitive. So we have to break up the soil a little bit so that the water can get in, so that the nutrients can get in, and so that the roots can infiltrate when the plant starts growing. So I have the broadfork here, and as you can see, Lena will show you that I've already been doing a lot of broadforking around here, and I'm going to continue today. This is the best broadfork made. It's called Meadow Creature. It's also the heaviest, and so you want to take that into consideration if you're considering buying a broadfork, because this probably weighs maybe 15-20 pounds. So you have to think about how often you want to be lifting this thing. But the broadfork is not an instrument to turn the soil. This is not plowing. All it's doing is breaking up that layer of very hard pan dirt that's typically here at the surface. And so that's what I'm going to do. Now, I'm pointing the tines here in such a way that I'm going to be about 20 centimeters from where I did it the last time. Now, if you don't have really hard pan soil like we do, in other words, you can't play a basketball game on your soil, then you may not need a broadfork like this. There's other broadfork designs that are not as heavy, so you need to make that consideration. Think about what your soil actually is. I bought this one because it has a lifetime guarantee, and we have very hard pan soil. So what you have to do is you put the tines in there, and now you'll notice that they have a little bit of a curve to it. And you want to orient this so that it's basically going straight up and down as much as you can. You put it here and you try to step up, you're not going to get up. You're just going to fall back. So you have to orient this so that when you go to do it, you can actually get up there. Now, I don't know if I'm going to make it the first time myself, but let's go ahead and try it. No, I went too far. Okay. So here we go. Now I'm up here. Now you want to make sure that you're letting the tool do the work. Don't you be up here jumping up and down on top of it. So basically all you have to do is kind of move this back and forth. Sometimes you're going to hit an area, there may be a stone on one side, or there may be an area that's a little bit harder than the other side. And what you have to do is move over here and go like this, so that you can even it out. But basically it's just going back and forth. And then when you get down to a certain point, then you're going to be ready to break up the soil. This hasn't broken up the soil much at all. So now we're ready to break up the soil. So we're going to pretend like we're swinging on a swing. When you were young, if you ever were on a swing, you'd have your hands on the ropes or the chains of the swing, and you'd pull so that you could go up higher. And you'd pull and you'd kind of push up with your legs. Well, that's what we're going to do, exactly the same thing here. It's just like being on a swing. So watch me. Now I've got it down enough that I can just pull it right up. Look at that. And that's as far as I'm going to go. Now because this is so hard pan, I'm going to stick this in the area here a couple more times just to loosen it up even more. So now I'm moving over to the next one. This gives you a very good workout. If you're into step aerobics, this is probably the best step aerobic machine you can have, because you're not just stepping up on a platform, you're actually accomplishing something. So here we go again. This is a little uneven, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my foot over on this side, because I can already feel that it's going in here. So here we go. Up. It'll take you a few times to get accustomed to getting to mounting without falling back down again. But just get back up, it's not a big deal. So now, looks like this is going to be a difficult one. I'm going to pull, like I'm on a swing, pull. This isn't working so great. So now I have a different thing that I can do. I'm going to ask Lena to come around here with the camera so you can see it. Okay, so now we're at a different angle, and sometimes you get this thing in so deep here and the soil is so hard, it's difficult to break it up. So here's what you do. You have to get some leverage. Now watch how I do this. I'm going to pull, I'm going to stick my leg. Here we go. Probably one more will do it. And there we go. This is some hard soil. Normally with a broad fork, you want to be careful not to go too crazy with it and lift up a big clump of soil and everything, because normally you're going to have mycorrhizal fungi and other kind of fungi hyphae in here, and you don't want to destroy that. You want to try to preserve that as much as you can, and the broad fork does that. But I'm pulling up higher than usual simply because I know that this hard pan soil isn't going to have a lot of mycorrhizal fungi in it because it's so hard. So I'm pulling up to get the maximum effect of breaking this up. You know, particularly for soil like this, it's not a real fast process. You have to give yourself some time. Otherwise, you'll wear yourself out. So you may be asking yourself, why don't you just get one of those machines that's designed to break up the soil? Well, we kind of have a policy here that we don't use machines unless we absolutely have no other option. And that is not because we have some lofty goal or something like that. It's because I'm autistic and I'm very accident prone. And Lena doesn't want me around machinery. So it really boils down to that. I have a tendency to get into accidents, and when a machine's involved, those accidents can be very serious. So Lena's okay with this, and it's for my own safety. So that's how you break up hard pan soil, with a broad fork. Now, your soil may not be as hard as this. You may not need a tool that's as strong as this one. Like I said, there's many other versions of broad forks that are smaller, they're lighter, they're easier to work with, and your soil may work with that just fine. And this would be too much for that. It would be overkill. So with that, I'm going to sign off. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.